Wait, oh, BNB? That one is still called Arnaud? Holy shit, it pumped, it did. Oh, it didn't pump enough, Arnaud? Fuck. Huh. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this one. Should be good. We had a little bit fatter entry, that I can see. But okay. But if it goes all the way down here, then I'll adjust the profit target, obviously. Okay. The message has been posted, right? If I'm not on this. Oh yeah, cool. So I guess we can get started, huh?
Yep.
Okay, hey guys, welcome back to another weekly webinar. So if you guys got any questions, then today I really hope you do have some questions, because we do not have a lot of material since due to BTC not doing very much, right? So if you do have some questions, then I would love if you could post them in the YouTube chat right there, right? Delay is still quite awful if I can see, but we can't adjust it in some right? Okay, anyways. Let's get down right to business. Wait, let me first check. When is the last time we had a webinar? What was the day? 21st of April. 21st of April. Oh yeah, right here. Oh, we have it right here. Oh, that's perfect. So this long actually proved more. I mean, even more than we expected, right? That was a really nice long here. Can't really complain about it. Bitcoin then. Let's just see. Bitcoin then pumped all the way up to this, which we talked in plenty of webinars about this point right here, that this is a clear short point. And we actually had a nice little rejection right here. Nothing too spectacular, but was like, what was that, like $300 drop, something like that, $300. So it's nothing to be ashamed of. Probably brought you some couple of percentages to profits. And then we decided that this is basically it. We're not gonna play any more shorts on the upside, right? Unless it does something, then obviously we will try to chill some shorts up here. But right now we're just still waiting for our longs, which in this case we already mentioned that this is the first area of the long and this is the second area of the long. One of these two areas is gonna do something to the BTC, right? It's gonna do something. So will I say that it's gonna break the top? No, I can't say that, but I'm at least hoping that it's gonna test this sort of structure, right? So that would be pretty nice, right? So for us to be able to enter any kind of short right at the moment, so if we haven't grabbed the short up here from this point, as we already said before, right, then we would have to wait for something like this, right, to go under this point, because we are holding this area for some time right now. So we would have to go something around under here and then test this somewhere, if we're going to test this, because the possibility is that when we break down, we're gonna hit this or we're gonna hit this, like we said, right? One of these 2 points, which then can spike up a test to this area or this area, right? So in case for me to, but still, in case I can short market here, like this would not be a smart move, because you do not have any you have no confirmations, anything at all, right? So it's not smart for us to pull any moves like that, right, out of the blue. Like I said, so for us, this thing to happen, we have to break down, break under this, and then if we go test it, we can go this. We would take the short to here or to here, like I said already. And if it breaks up, like I said, if it goes above this point, which we can possibly reject this point again, but I'm not gonna knife catch it. I'm not gonna knife catch at this point anymore. I will not, just trail the trades with shorts on every possible level on every level that is possible, right? Because that's just not a smart strategy. So if it comes up here and does a little rejection, then I will enter my short without knife catching it, right? And then if it comes up here, then I will do in this sort of area, I will do some knife catching as well, because I do think it's going to be important. If it ever comes up there, it's going to be important to knife catch something, because we can see a hard rejection, right? I mean, definitely we are scaling up. Like, we have a lot of troubles over the days of how BTC is going up, right? It's been struggling a lot, so I'm still not a firm believer that it's gonna break out bullish and just surprise us all with a new bull run. I mean, it's possible, right? But it's still, don't buy it with such price action, right? It doesn't exactly show much strength to me, right? What do you think, Arnaud, about that? Hello, Arnaud?
Yes.
What do you think about that, man? Do you see strong bullishness in BTC? Do you think it's possible that we're just gonna go straight to the bull market? I mean,
I mean, it's not impossible, but that will not be logical. I don't know. We have some intermediary level to gain before speaking of all that. And personally, I think that the halving and the narrative is already priced in the BTC right now.
yeah, the problem is, we're just like doing like this, right? I mean, where have you ever seen this go on forever, right? That's what we're doing right here, right? It doesn't show strength, right? This is more of a strength right here when you got like sort of a pumps, right? When you got a little bit sideways pump, right? Sideways pump, right? This is more of a strength than this, we're just doing some poor poorly as written stairs. So yeah, I don't think it's just gonna break out. But like I said, like you said, Arnold said, it's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible. Everything in market is possible, right? So for BTC, there's not much to say because not much has happened, right? I mean, we all anticipated. I mean, not all of them. We anticipated this short. Sorry, this long. I know a lot of people went for here, and this was the wrong long to take because when you have price action like this on Bitcoin, you have to anticipate where the main area is going to be painted, and then we anticipated right here, and we had pretty much a perfect sniper catch, right? Because the same thing happened is in the previous structures when we had this was the main area, and again, right? If you anticipated it, you got wicked out first, came right back in, and then you still pumped from it, right? This is something you can't save yourself for. This happens. This sort of weeks happen due to low liquidity, so you can't help yourself, especially on BitMEX, right? They more tend to happen on BitMEX, and even if you check BitMEX and other exchanges, you will see that spikes are a lot bigger than they are on, like, I don't know, like regular Binance exchanges. Not I'm not talking futures, but I'm just talking the ones without leverage, right? So they usually have a lot smaller reactions to to price changes, right? So yeah, the same thing happened here, right? The same thing pretty much happened here. This is exactly why we played it as we did, right? So now for the short, there's no point, like I said, no point in catching it. If it doesn't go, it has to go under here as for us to do some short catching, or it has to go up here for us to do. If somebody wants to take this, be my guest, right? I mean, it is a good short point, but it is a knife catch, which I don't like to do because it's non-consistent, right? So like I said, guys, uh, also post some questions, right, in a YouTube chat, and we will try to answer them, like me and Arnaud, right? Basically, because BTC didn't do much, Alts didn't do much, so we need some help in communication, right? I mean, we also haven't had much news, except that we are still waiting if Kim Jong Un died or he hasn't died. We're not sure about that yet, but I guess that's more political than crypto, right? So yeah, definitely don't have much new stuff, right? Ethereum quite similar. If it ever comes up here, I'm gonna short it. Like, this is all a short that you just absolutely must take. I mean, it's a short I would take in my sleep. One of those things, right? So I would take the short at least up here, because we can expect many times of rejection, and it's a good R, so basically good risk to reward ratio, yeah. But Ethereum still is slightly falling behind BTC, right? But it's not as much as it did, right? So we can check Ethereum BTC chart. How is that one doing? Oh yeah, so it's slowing down. So you see, it's not coincidence that Ethereum BTC chart is slowing again down at this point, right? Which I'm expecting for Ethereum. If it ever gets to that point, it's gonna struggle a lot here. So it's short worth taking, right? When it comes to alts, I mean, competition wise, I think we did pretty well. I mean, we had wait, Arnold, we had like 7 winners and 1 loser or something like that, or we had like 6 winners and 1 loser. So
Yeah, 6 winners, 1 losers.
oh, okay, so that was pretty good, right? Zach was one of our top performers, right? Then sadly, only one guy got filled on this. Sorry, only one guy got filled on this one. This one also flied like from the shelves, right? Then we had wait, this one we didn't have. We didn't call this one. Oh yeah, we had this one. I think somebody's got filled on this one. I wrote it in the comments. Really nice reaction. Damn, it's even perceived like what I expected. 50% reaction. God damn, that was nice. This one didn't get filled. TRX, I think. Oh yeah, TRX. Beautiful trade, right? Since the stop loss was questionable here, we had 0.5% risk rate, but now I guess that is done, so we can delete that one. But yeah, very beautiful trade, I gotta say. Uh, Kutum, Oh, we said his possibility, didn't call it out, right? Because we didn't want to be too exposed. ONT, exactly same shit. Link. Oh, Link, never hit our short. Oh yeah, I saw that, man. Missed our shorts by a little margin. Wait, let me delete these lines because we were playing around at the previous stream, I guess. Let me see this. Just delete this shit down from the screen. So yeah, short was sadly missing by a little margin. So now if it comes back up, I would rather go for this short, right? I would rather go for this one to see what's gonna happen there. We had one more. Oh yeah, iOS. We cancelled it if I remember correctly, right? It did this, and then we said exit break even or something like that, right, Arnaud? If I
Yes,
remember
it
correctly.
looks like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Yeah. So it
It looks
was
like that.
exited a little bit above break even. Yep. So that one did well as well. Ethereum, this one we didn't trade. Oh yeah, we traded Ethereum Classic. Oh yeah, that was a nice reaction, man. That was very nice reaction. We had it from down here, almost 20%, and then we went this to do kind of a backup trade, like back not backup trade, but the trade, a follow up trade, after the one that played out here already. So this one was also our winner. Oh, EOS, right from the beginning, we took EOS, was our first trade, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Also a nice winner. Dash, we didn't take, if I remember. BTC we played. Obviously, we had multiple trades on BTC. BNB was. We didn't play it on USDT contract. We called it on BTC contract. We'll see if that one will still play out. It just got recently filled, so nothing too
Yeah, we
fancy
got
there.
it on the signal channel, this one.
Oh yeah, Bitcoin Cash was pretty nice. This one play like out immediately, right? Bad, we didn't do shit. Adam, no shit. And oh yeah, we talked about ADA, but we didn't call it out exactly because we were too hedged into one position. I mean, sorry, too hedged. Like we didn't have one. We didn't want to have too many trades open at the moment, right? So tournament-wise, we did pretty good. I mean, if we had like 7 winners, 1 loser, that's pretty good results for me to say. Like, how long was the tournament? It was like 1 week, right? If I'm correct,
2 weeks,
or
2
2 weeks?
weeks.
Was it 2 weeks? Okay. Still, pretty good stats for me. Definitely. It's not as easy to find them online. I mean, it's just not easy to find in same market. The problem is, like I already said, with this Binance already, obviously, is perpetual contracts. They're like exactly the same as BTC, right? I mean, every alt of there looks exactly the same as BTC when it comes to USDT chart, right? So it was really hard to pick the right picks at the moment, right? Because essentially speaking, you could have called out like 15 trades, right? But all of those 15 trades were so highly correlated with each other that it could easily wreck you on all of them at once, right? Which is not something you want to do. You want to be safe when you trade, and I always go for that one, right? You always go for safety, right? So, if you check some alts, right? Let's see what some alts what they're doing. So again, guys, if you got some questions, ask them now, because as you can see, the markets are not doing that much movement. So
No
it's
question.
no question. Yeah, I can see there's no question. So right now, ADH, right? We always said that back in the day, if it's gonna break this, then we are going to start looking for trades on this one. And nonetheless, it just broke this, and it broke it very beautifully. So now if I was looking for a position right here, I would go somewhere in the middle of this one. Let's see, in the middle of this one would be right here. The stop loss, let's see how stop loss is. It's about 8%, or not too bad. It's possible. No, if I wanted a super risky trade, right? But still good, but super risky trade, I would put my stop. Oops. I'll put my stop loss right up here, right? But that's a super risky trade. Like we can't take it. So if you want a little bit less risk, then it's up here, right? It's still 4%, right? But if you want to play it safe, then you have to put it under here, under this wing server. So that makes it 8.5%. So this one we could actually call out as well now, Arnaud.
Yeah,
But my question is, Arnaud, with which stop should we call it out? Do we go for risky, less risky? What do you think?
we can go for risky, I think.
So for risky, so this one would be sort of a risky. Yeah, the problem.
Oh, for the channel, no. For the channel, I will take the safe one.
Ah, okay. So
8%.
this one should be pretty safe for the channel. Yep. We just do it like this. Okay. This one should be safe for the channel. And then
If it plays out totally, it's a good trade. So we can afford 8% there.
okay. So I can send you this one over.
Yep.
Here you go, buddy. So the next one would be in the let's see, EOS. Man, look how EOS is differently performing than ADH, right? I mean, look at that. Yeah, she's straight up dead. Like, fuck. Okay, so EOS is obviously. So EOS is
No,
definitely not gonna do. We are not gonna do anything at this one. This one is still pretty dead. Like, I mean, during those times, it's still pretty dead. So definitely don't feel safe from doing anything at all on this one. What the fuck happened in this chart? Okay, so this one, Litecoin again. I guess we are facing new lows almost, right? Okay, looks pretty dead. Definitely not gonna pull a trade here. TRX. Okay, so TRX. Okay, let's see TRX doing maybe something. Oops, maybe go on daily first. Let's see what TRX is doing. So TRX went up, didn't break this. Like we said, we should say this should be breaked, right? That was actually a pretty fantastic short up here. But I think I would be missed because I would place my short like around here. Yeah, I would be missed maybe just a little bit. Then it came down. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that we have to go above this for us to consider a trade on TRX. Definitely doesn't look safe just yet that I would do something like that. Oh yeah, this is Bitfinex chart. Yeah, I didn't add in even a new chart from the BitMEX because I don't even trade those pairs anymore in BitMEX. It's too dangerous. That if you ask me, with this all this liquidity missings, right? So yeah, definitely if it goes above this, I would say that we can trade back on TRX, right? Our line should be somewhere as well. Yeah, okay, so we had line here before, but due to this, what it did here, I'm gonna have to move it a little bit higher. But if you wanted to risk it, you could risk it for the biscuit, right? Then it is possible. We had it, because if you wanted the long, we had it filled right here, as you can see. This was actually pretty perfect. And now, but also then, what I was trying to say, the profit target was fit, right? Basically, you hit your long and you hit your profit target at the same time. Now you have to wait for this to be gained, right? As we said, and then we can possibly take long here, or maybe we're gonna take it a little bit lower. We'll see what it does in the next week, right? But this one played out pretty nicely, right? Yeah. So due to maybe because they're having that, they're having like something on the exchange, right? I mean, Poloniex, they have like EIO or something, right? I'm not even sure. I think did you
in
read?
TRX.
Yeah,
Yeah,
TRX, they have like
that's why we pull the trade here.
okay. Okay, so this one there'll be an XRP which is not doing good as well, right? I mean, XRP hasn't been doing nothing for weeks. Like, this is like, it's been doing absolutely nothing, right? To shame this drop didn't fill us in here. That would be a pretty nice fill. But you know, for now, again, you gotta gain something for us to get this shit going, right? I mean, this one looks pretty dead. So before it goes above this, I wouldn't even do shit to it. And even if it goes above this, I'm still not 100% because, you know, it's been not doing nothing for so long that it's just, you know, the whole structure looks fucked up, right? But if it goes above this, then I could enter one long, right? One questionable long. But hopefully, I was hoping that this would happen. Like, we get touch here and then we go boom, right? So I guess it's still possible because we came so close to here and down here, right? That we can still do this, like we said here, right? So you do this right now, you go back, you do a little bit this deeper test, and then you take off like I've drawn right here on the previous, right? I mean, it is, the pattern is sort of a playing out, right? Go a little deeper retest. So we'll see if this is gonna blow up, right? Then it would be quite nice. But you know, since this one got missed, I'm gonna have to wait for a secondary long, which if it goes above this, then I'm gonna just search for it, right, for a secondary long. Okay. So we have no questions, we have no wishes, right? We checked all the Binance links, right? I mean, sorry, all the Binance contracts, sorry, future contracts, right? Trades, because I don't think they added any new pairs, right? Let's just see. Maybe we have a possibility of trade on these ones. Okay, so ADA, right? This was the original plan for us, was to take a trade here. It got filled nicely, right? Now, if you look at it, right, it looks like early BTC, right, before it moved up, right? So now, if we're correct, right, this should be short, right? And
Yeah.
then a lot of people would long it here, right? Which I'm gonna question because of the structure, right? I would say this would be a long in this position. I would actually go for lower long, right? Right here. And we can call this one out as well, right? Why not? Let's see, go like this. Because I know a lot of people will enter longs here. A lot of people will long this. And I think that's going to be false in this direction because we know what happened to BTC. But this is a good short. This is a good short, right? If you want to take a stab at it, well, obviously if BTC blows over, you're going to get wrecked, right? But if you want to take a stab at it, this is a good short. 5% stop, pretty much perfectly, right? And then if you want to take the profit target at our long, then it's 5R, but let's just say for safety, when everybody's long in, you put it right here, right? We'll see what happens with that one. And then with this one down here, let's see, we put it on the wink. Oh fuck, it's like 8%. So since we have that BTC long already, we don't have to take this one. We can just rather take the BTC long, right? I mean, it's other BTC, right? Instead of,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Again, this is a position where everybody's gonna long, so we have to take a profit target here, right?
The algo will take care of BTC against USDT, so
Yeah. So, but this is sort of a position I would take if I was playing it on USDT contract right now. These two positions are what I think they're pretty good, right? So it's possibility will never get filled on this, right? There's possibility because a lot of people will long here, but I don't want a long where a lot of people will long, right? I want a long lower than them, right? Like I mostly want to long on their stop losses, right? I mean that makes sense, right? But I can give you this if you want to post it, right? I mean it doesn't hurt us at all. Uh, do we have anything else? Okay, so Adam is lacking behind. I wouldn't take a trade here. Bat exactly the same, right? We already had trade here, did nothing after that. We have a current trade open in here, and we had one here, but that was over. Dash, 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 dash. What did he say about dash? Okay, dash went above this. Dash went above this, but then did this. That's a rejection point. Shit. This has been tested already. Oh man, I hate when the graph is choppy like this. So for Dash, I'm not gonna do anything. So if BTC crashes, Dash is gonna test this. If BTC crashes, Dash is gonna for sure go from here to here and react from this. This is what's gonna be for Dash, probably, if it does this, right? If it rejects this. So I'm gonna save it here. I'm not gonna post this on as anything, right? But it's very, very possible right now. So EOS, we just said it's prime shit, right? On Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, we're already trying to get a secondary trade, right? Which is only gonna work if BTC doesn't crash, obviously. USDT contract, right? This one, we got nothing going on. Doesn't look like we can extend this one. Pretty much dead. Link, I'm still sticking to shorts. But, okay, Oh shit. So yeah, oh yeah, I remember we had a trade here. This was already tested and then it flew over, right? Sorry, short. I mean long. So right now again, everything has been tested from the link side. So yeah, I would just stick to short like I said. Litecoin doing absolutely nothing. Uh, Neo USDT, pretty choppy chart still. I mean, for Neo, you could target this. Like, yeah, for Neo, if I went over it, I would target this. This is exactly what I would do. Can't see any other trades here. And if I would target this, let's do it like this. You gotta, yeah, that would be the way I would do it. And let's see a long position right here. How much would that stop be? Is it a fat boy? 7%er. I wouldn't go for that fat. I would go for like middle of the 5.8. Pretty good trade. Pretty nice trade, man. That one is also possible. I can give it this one or not. Also good possibility.
Yeah.
Okay, same shit, right? Ontology, but this one already played out. We said this, he has to hold his line and it went up, right? But it didn't gain anything to the left side like Neo just did, right? So Neo, I think it's much better in this case. Same way for Kutum, didn't gain anything to the left side. Hold this area is going higher, but if you're still in the trade, then it's good. If you're not in the trade, then there's nothing to do, right? TRX, we just called a trade on TRX, right, on the BTC chart, I think. Okay, so this was a great fill, right? Right now, if I would say, we can just move this line higher and just move this one as well. If I wanted to trade, move it higher, move a little bit, stop down, right? I could go for a risky stop, and I would actually in this case I would go for the 5%. I don't want to be that much exposed to like 9% stop in this position because it is a secondary position, right? The only issue I have with this that it's been tested here, but I would still go for it. If I had to take the trade, I would still go for this one. And then for my next one, I would say this is sort of this is sort of my profit target. That would be my, so which is pretty good R, right? Which is pretty good R. But the problem is you can get missed at this one, right? So in this case, you got two possible entries, right? You have one here. So I would move this green line down here and I would take the TP right here. So you got two possible positions, which is another one, which I'm gonna do. So if I'm taking this position, then I'm going to have to do it here and I'm gonna have to put it under right under here, which is in this case 5% again, so it's not that bad. So this is my two possible positions when it comes to TRX, right? But if a TRX now gains over this, let's just see if it gains over this, then I'm gonna have to change it all up again, right? But we'll see how people are really bullish when it comes to TRX, right? So I'm going to save this one as well, Arnaud, for the late ones. This one was too late. We didn't get filled. If we want to get filled, we can enter up here, like we said on our profit target. But I'm not really inclined to get into this, right? We have nothing to the left side, so yeah, it looks high. This one was actually pretty good. This one I am really impressed how it turned out, right? It didn't even reject anything. So this one for now, this one's gonna be tricky, right? So on the first glance, the entry would be again at this profit target, right? So in this case, I would be moving up. The only problem that I see already, which I would counter here, is that we have no good stop loss, right? So in this case, what do? You go for a risky one, you take the consideration of the left side, and you go down for like 6.7%. And this one could play out nicely, right? Even if we do a perfectly small fib, let's see how much that is. It's about 50% to here, right? So your entry could be a little bit higher as well if you got a fear of missing out, right? It could be like this as well, right? There are two possible entries. I'm gonna say one is here. So the box could be a little bit larger, right? Even though, but still think it's a good trade. So if I was taking this, so let me see. Okay, so I would definitely have to take first profit target here, something like this. Yep, something like this, and the last one I would have to take right here. Yeah, not trying to catch any new tops or anything, just simple trading. So we'll see how this one plays over. if it's gonna react for more aggressive long or it's gonna go for the more easy one, right? Uh, XRM. Okay, so it held this area like we said. It's gonna hold this. It's gonna go for it, right? But this area can still be retested. So I would hang on to it. So if you want to trade this, I will still hang on to this area because if BTC cracks down, there's a good chance we're gonna retest this and just go from that and then probably reject up here and go lower, right? We'll see if that happens. We'll see how that one goes. XRP, nothing need to say about that. We already did that one there. Okay, this one is Tezos is also interesting. Tezos. Now, what would I do with Tezos? So the first two problems I got, you got huge gaps, right? Huge gaps. Ha ha ha. Like I obviously can't go for this point because that would be aggressive trade. Like that's really aggressive area, right? If I go to this point, then this one was technically tested already, right? So it's gonna react somewhere from here. It's gonna react somewhere from here, but I can't really pinpoint to where it's gonna react, right? So I'm going to say, so it's either going to react from here, which in this case I'm gonna delete these lines now. Yeah. So it's either gonna react from here or it's gonna be like a box down here, right? This 2 point. I mean, it's obviously a box here as well, right? It's about box here as well, but it's gonna react one of these from one of these three lines. It's gonna react from this. So this buy area then makes it it's almost a 10% area, but and it can react, but it's really hard to pinpoint it anytime lower, right? I mean, if you did it up to up here, right? I mean, that is just too aggressive buy option for me. You know, I usually don't go into this into shitcoins that aggressive because as fast as they go up, right? As fast as they go up, the faster they go down, and exactly the same thing, right? It went fast up, oops, it went fast up, and it went even faster down back to the beginning, right? So this is definitely not something you want to be caught in the middle of it, you know? You want to take this trade and then just do this, and you're totally wrecked, right? And you can't exit it. It doesn't give you the chance. So this would be my kind of entries. If you guys watching, and Z's about the same shit. Let me see. Oh yeah, we already have a trade. We already have still in this trade, right? So we aggressively trailed this one, and this one paid off, right? After it bumped up, it filled us, and then it gave us profit target, right? And you know, sometimes they trail off. Like I said, this is pretty similar to if you captured Tezos right here, right? But right now, Bitcoin is shaky, right? It's really shaky. So if it goes down, that Tezos is gonna wreck this point for sure, right? So we'll see how that one plays out. So I guess we can wrap this one up then, Arnaud, right? I mean, we got some pretty nice trades. We found some nice ones that can be posted as well, right? You got something to
Yep,
add,
yep.
Arnaud?
Nope. No questions.
No questions, you say? Yeah. Okay, then if we got nothing to add, then I guess we will be seeing each other again next week.
Yep.
Same time,
Same
right?
time.
Same time next week, same day, everything, and then
Yes.
we'll analyze some more. We'll see if BTC does a little bit more action until the next time, right?
I hope it will do something
Yeah.
good.
And let's
Good.
just see if some of those slots are gonna get filled by the next time, right? As well.
Yep.
Well, okay, take care, guys,
Okay,
and
guys.
we'll see you next
Take
time.
care.
Yeah, bye.